Hello everyone, this is Armamentalist. Welcome back to my playthrough of Dragon Quest VII, Fragments of the Forgotten Past for the 3DS. Previously, the party arrived in a massive desert in the Al-Balad area. A graveyard in the sands. At the Temple Palace, they met a young man named Hadid. Hadid told them to come here, to the village of Al-Balad. We've explored most of the village, so now it's time to pay our respects to the Elder. Poor Maribel. So, north to the Elder's house. One treasure according to Ruff. Antidotal Herb. Hello, ma'am. Do you seek the village elder? That is he. Khalid stands over there. Khalid? Do all the men have names ending in "-ed around here? Oh yeah, look. There he is, just over there. Let's go and talk to him, Davlos. Hello, Elder. Truly, I did not expect to receive visitors at a time such as this. You say that a man you met at the Temple Palace told you of our village? Yes, indeed. Please excuse me. My health has deteriorated a great deal of late. Still, I must not complain. I am greatly privileged to remain alive. The news that there are monsters in the Temple Palace is terribly distressing, however. Now, you must be fatigued following your journey. Please, you must spend the night at my house. The room of my son is on the 2nd level. It is unoccupied at present. Very well, sir. Phew, I thought we'd never get to hit the hay. Come on, Davlos, let's climb up that ladder and go to the land of Nod. I'm so tired, I could fall asleep on my feet right now. If he's letting us use his son's room for free, I say we accept his offer with open arms. Indeed. Thank you, Khalid. Please, go up to the 2nd level and rest. The room belongs to Elder Khalid, son and heir, but he left the village a while ago and has yet to return. So upstairs. Looks austere. Will you be all right, Maribel? Hello, ma'am. Mumble mutter. Hadid. Nope, sorry, ma'am. Oh, I must have fallen asleep. I dreamt of my boy, Hadid. I do apologize. I should have greeted you right away, but my body often refuses to cooperate with me of late. My boy Hadid left the village a while ago and has yet to return. And here are we, not knowing when next the monsters will come to trouble us. All the other young men of Al-Balad have been enslaved. He is the only one who remains to protect us. What in the world can he be doing? Hadid? Wasn't that the name of the man we met in the Temple Palace? He must be the Elder's son. What does he think he's doing, hanging around that big empty building when he's got his parents to protect? Can we go to bed now, Davlos? I'm worn out. Nothing. Nothing. So, time for some shut-eye. There is some bedding on the floor. Settle down for the night. Yep. Good morning. I trust you had a restful sleep. Elder Khalid wishes to speak with you. He awaits you downstairs. Thank you, ma'am. Just to double check. So let's go speak with Elder Khalid. Ah, you have awoken, I see. Good morning, sir. I trust that you enjoyed a restful sleep. Now, you have observed the situation outside the village for yourselves. We desert dwellers have been besieged by monsters for some time. It all began when we commenced the construction of a great likeness of the spirit of the land. That is what drew their attention. Upon pain of death, they demanded that we build a likeness of the great evil instead. We had no choice but to obey. Oh dear. What is more, they demanded that we relinquish one young maiden from the village into their clutches each year. Her Majesty, Queen Fertiti, went to the monsters and offered herself instead. Alas, we have not heard from her since. Not long after her departure, the skies grew dark, and the sun ceased to shine upon the sands. Queen Fertiti's temple palace lies abandoned and blighted, and within it, monsters toy with the corpses of their victims. What is more, there is no one remaining in Al-Balad who is capable of driving the monsters away. It is a terrible situation, dear travelers. You would do well to leave this desert, never to return. Children such as yourselves cannot hope to defy the monsters who torment us. Be sure to avoid the temple palace if you value your lives. So return to the temple palace. Got it. We might do well to leave the desert, but it wouldn't do these people much good. I say we go back to the temple palace and teach those monsters a lesson. Maybe one of them will tell us what they've done with the queen. We can't let those horrible monsters torment Mr. Khalid and, Mrs. Khalid. Come on, Dabalos. Let's go back to the palace and wallop all the monsters. That'll teach them to mess with our friends. Indeed. A desert in darkness. The Elder of Al-Balad tells Dabalos and company all about what's been happening in the desert. The locals built a great likeness of the deity known as the spirit of the land, but unfortunately, this impressive edifice attracted the attention of marauding monsters. The cruel creatures demanded, on pain of death, that it be changed into a likeness of the Demon King instead, and the desert dwellers had little choice but to comply. And the monsters didn't stop there. They also demanded that the local maiden be handed over to them every year as a tribute to their master. Appalled at this, the Queen of the Desert went to offer herself up instead. She hasn't been seen since. Soon after the Queen left, the desert was engulfed in darkness, and monsters overran the temple palace. The Elder doesn't think there's much hope left for his people, and advises the party to leave immediately. After all, it's going to take more than 1 or 2 young warriors to save the desert. Nope, it'll take 3. Or maybe 4. The Queen's whereabouts are unknown, and her temple palace lies in ruins. Only a handful of decrepit old souls, such as myself, remain. Alone, we cannot hope to resist the monsters' attempt to destroy everything we have created. The monsters in the temple palace are powerful. You should not venture there. Indeed, you should depart these sands as soon as you can. And be sure not to lose your way. You are fortunate to survive 1 trip to the temple palace. Your luck cannot continue indefinitely. Oh, we'll be fine. We are on advanced vocations after all. Come on, let's go back to the temple palace and get rid of all the monsters. Maybe we can meet Mr. Hadid again if we go back to that palace. Yes, indeed. The monsters in the Temple Palace shouldn't be any match for us. But that doesn't mean you can let your guard down. If something unforeseen were to happen, you need to be ready to protect me. Oh, certainly. Hurry up, Davlos. Let's go back to the Temple Palace. We'll find all the monsters and give them a good whacking. That'll teach them to mess with the desert people. So northwest again, to the Temple Palace. Once again, the Temple Palace. What was that? It sounded like some kind of cracking noise. Stay alert, Davlos. Pooh! That monstery smell is even worse than it was yesterday. Let's find the stinky so-and-sos and clear them all out. Indeed. Into the palace. And downstairs. Keep your eyes peeled, Davlos. If something suddenly jumps out at me, I want you to jump in front of it first, alright? If we follow these footprints, we're sure to find the monster that made them. Footprints, huh? Yes, footprints. Downstairs again. Oh ho! Is this just a feeling in my bones, or do I detect the stench of human blood? You do. That must be the scoundrel who's been robbing the graves. Go on, Davlos. Go over there and teach him a lesson. Alright, we've got the big bad monster cornered. Let's get walloping. Follow those tracks. Hello, monster. Ha! I didn't think there were any of you lot left. What a pleasant surprise. This should be a rib-tickling little experience. There's nothing better than having a real-life human to toy with from time to time. Hello, Hadid. You are mine now, foul beast. The acts you have perpetrated upon my brethren are unforgivable. I will not rest until you have been torn asunder. You, why have you returned here? I told you never to return to the Temple Palace. Well, well, it's clearly my lucky day. Just look at all these toys I've got to play with now. Come here, you lot. I've got a bone to pick with you. As do I with you, repulsive creature. I suppose we must do battle alongside each other for now, travelers. Do not impede me, or you will be sorry. No need to worry, Hadid. Now to fight the Skeleton Squire. And let's see. Buff time. Sap time. And kabuff time. Grinning maliciously. Nice, Hadid. Oh. Nice, Hadid. Get him. Bye-bye, Skeleton Squire. Ruff ranks up as Armamentalist. Learns Zap. And Kacrackle Slash. Nice job, Ruff. Wait, you don't want to lay these old bones to rest just yet. Trust me. Do not demean yourself by begging for mercy, worm. Do you truly think it will have any effect? Just listen for a minute. You recognize this necklace, don't you? That's right. It belonged to your queen. And I didn't have to bash her over the skull to get it either. She gave it to me of her own free will. Now, as I understand it, you desert dwellers have to do what the owner of the necklace tells you, so... Have you quite finished? Hey, wait! Isn't there an ounce of mercy in that skeleton of yours? No! Take that, skeleton. The necklace is an heirloom of our royal family. It is unthinkable that Queen Fertiti would willingly relinquish it to the filthy monster. You appear to be hurt. Allow me to administer to your wounds. Thank you, Hadid. Hadid uses some medicinal herbs. Now, did you not hear me the first time I told you never to return to the Temple Palace? You must have sand between your ears. Outsiders such as you have no business meddling in desert affairs. Still, I am grateful for your support in this battle. Come, let us return to the village. We will speak further there. This makes things most difficult. A violent sandstorm is raging outside. We have no choice but to wait for it to pass. Now, where would be the best place to see out the storm? Ah, yes. Come, we must venture below ground. I assume you have nothing with which to occupy yourselves while we wait for the sandstorm to pass? Then please, you must assist me with the digging of fresh graves. You wished to involve yourselves in our affairs, did you not? What better way than to sift through our very bones? Maribel, digging in the dirt. Easy does it, girl. We don't want you crunching these bones into dust now, do we? Why am I the one digging these stupid graves, Isn't there something more ladylike I could be doing? You do not enjoy digging? Then perhaps you would prefer to carry the corpses instead. But, fine. I'll get back on my knees in the dirt, shall I? Poor Maribel. Quite a graveyard going now. You know, it occurs to me that I have not yet asked your names. Now it occurs to you. Typical. Still, better late than never, I suppose. My name's Maribel. I'm Ruff. Nice to meet you. Davalos introduces himself and tells Hadid a little about himself and his friends. You say the journey that led you here was a long and arduous one, and that you have visited many other parts of the world, all of which are suffering at the hands of monsters, just as is happening here in my beloved desert. Interesting, but you must understand, our suffering has not been caused by monsters alone. Our queen must also bear responsibility. Indeed, you heard what the beast said about the necklace. Queen Fertiti must have given it to him in an attempt to barter for her life. Do you not see what this means? She has abandoned her subjects in order to save herself, but I am too tired to speak of this now. We will talk more tomorrow. Please, rest your weary bodies. I will keep watch and ensure that you come to no harm. Very well, Hadid. Having carefully laid all the bones to rest, the party settled down to get some sleep. Then, the next day... You have awoken, I see. Good morning, Hadid. Then I shall tell you the story of the Temple Palace. Not so long ago, this was a magnificent edifice, towering tall and proud above the sands. Those same sands have always been home to monsters, but only in small numbers. Nevertheless, it was decided by the Queen that a great likeness of the spirit of the land must be built in order to intimidate those few monsters into leaving her domain. The men of Al-Balad toiled hard to produce this great edifice, but far from driving the fiends away, it drew the attention of their lord and master. The desert was flooded with monsters, and many of our people were lost in the fight to keep the great likeness from coming to harm in the onslaught that followed. And all this was for naught. There was not even a need to build it. We were more than capable of defending ourselves without this great extravagance. Now the Temple Palace lies in ruins, and countless of our brethren are dead, all thanks to the foolish whim of a ruler who would not listen to sense. Yet despite this travesty, I am the only person in the village who is willing to speak out. Such injustice! In any case, the storm appears to have died down. I will return to Al-Balad. Meet me there. See you there. So the statue that was meant to scare away the monsters ended up attracting them in droves. How ironic. Is it really true? Has Queen Fertiti joined up with the monsters? After that battle, Ruff is now rank 5 as Armamentalist, a Frostburner. With the spell Zap, and the ability Kacrackle Slash. Kneel before the necklace. Our heroes return to the Temple Palace and help Hadid defeat a nasty monster who had been despoiling the desert dwellers' graves. Before the beast is finished off, it shows the party a necklace that it says was given to it by the Queen herself. The creature is counting on the fact that its friendship with the Queen will convince Hadid not to kill it. After all, Her Majesty has said that whoever holds this personal treasure of hers must be obeyed. But Hadid gives short shrift to the monster's wheedling and delivers the coup de grace. Time to dig in and dig in. Heh. Our heroes and Hadid intend to return to Al-Balad, but a sizable sandstorm is raging in the desert, and they are unable to leave the Temple Palace. They agree to help him dig graves for the fallen instead, while they wait out the worst of the storm. Curse that Queen! Hadid tells our heroes that there have always been monsters in the desert, but nowhere near as many as there are now. Despite their negligible numbers, the Queen insisted on constructing the likeness in the hope that it would drive away the few monsters they did have. Alas, it had the opposite effect. The desert was plunged into darkness, and many who dwelt there died in the fight to defend the likeness. Hadid appears to be in no doubt that all this misfortune is completely the Queen's fault. Now to leave the Temple Palace and return to Al-Balad. I think we're just about done here, Doblos. Come on, let's go and meet Hadid back in the village. Doblos, I've just remembered something important. I didn't have any dinner last night. No wonder I'm starving. Haha, poor Ruff. Might as well fight once. So Ruff now has the spell Zap. Calls down lightning to strike all enemies. Probably better for other characters. And the ability Kacrackle Slash, an attack that channels the potent power of a terrible ice storm. Goodbye, Stingfishers. Hello, Hadid. Come, I have waited for you long enough. Let us enter the village without further delay. Sir, yes, sir. Surely not. He lives. Master Hadid lives. Everyone, come quickly. Master Hadid is alive. Everyone looks up to Hadid, it seems. I suppose he is the village elder's only son. Al-Balad seems a lot more lively now that Hadid's back. Just who is Hadid? The party accompany Hadid back to Al-Balad, where he is greeted with a rapturous reception from the locals. But just who is he exactly? Perhaps our heroes will find their answer in the Elder's house. I thought we knew already. Now I'll save. As one hope is extinguished, another shall rise from the ashes of despair. I have a feeling that this is how it will be, but never mind my premonitions, on to more important matters. Next time we'll report in to the Elder's house. This is heir. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.